Number of crime cases are on rise in Goa. Theft, murder, kidnapping, violence against women, rapes, and more crime cases are reported almost every single day in the state. Today, HCN spoke to Advocate Albertina Almeida over rise in crime cases in Goa. She said that lack of political will is the reason for the rise in criminal cases. Goa is not the same like before.
Um, I would look at law and order in two parts. One is about preventing, and one is about redressing when a crime against women takes place. Now, actually speaking, in terms of machinery and mechanisms, the government has a lot of is has a lot of mechanisms. For example, there is a women police station, there are women police officers, then there is the State Commission for Women, which is supposed to monitor. There is the Department of Women and Child. There is a machinery within the scope of the Department of Women and Child that could be creating sensitization on issues of gender sensitization, basically. So there is this whole machinery. Then you have in colleges, they have something called gender champions. So you see there's an entire machinery at the disposal of the government, which can be used to both for preventing and redressing crimes against women. But it looks like that these are only ornamental. Sometimes they're not adequate, like, you don't have enough women police officers. I myself was recently following up a case, of a tourist who was raped, and I found that particular police station did not have a woman police officer, so they'd entrusted it to a woman police officer from another police station. Now this is not done. There has to be enough women police officers to handle cases of crime, of complaints of rape, or complaints of crimes against women. So one is that they're not adequate, but there are various mechanisms in place, but they're not really they're just there to say that we have this. So you have a State Commission for Women. I haven't heard their voice on this subject at all. They should have been there, meaning, and not only there, even if they're doing something, we have no way of knowing. Their presence should be felt. The society should know, because these bodies are set up as a result of a consistent demand of women's groups over the years. Similarly, you have the women police station. The women police station should have been the one that has the capacities and would be like a nodal police station that would guide any police station anywhere in Goa for investigations. You see, they should, because they would be the specialized one, because police are dealing with so many different kinds of crimes, and to kind of grapple with ways and means of doing all these things is a bit difficult, and to be up to date on what you can do in regard to each of these crimes is a bit difficult. But then you have a women police station which is supposed to be that, but they have not been given the powers of a nodal police station in the first place, and this is how it's going. So there is an absolute apathy towards dealing with crimes against women. In that sense, there's no political will.
Okay, moving ahead, ma'am, when you say there's no political will, now there are lots of crime rates which are on rise, especially as you said, crime against women, then there are rapes, then there are theft cases, there are murders. So what do you have to say on that? Where is Goa leading, you feel?
Yeah, precisely this, that because there is no political will, there is this rise. It wouldn't happen if there was a political will to address these crimes against women, to prevent these crimes against women. But what you find is that, instead of trying to address it, to prevent it, the onus is almost put on the victim, or her family, to say, for example, Goa seems to be a leader in making flippant statements like, parents should mind their children, and things to that effect. So when you make these flippant statements, what is the message that goes around? that there was a mistake of the girls. So it means that people can rape to glory. That's the message that goes, even if they say they didn't mean it, but this is a message. So I think, honestly, the legislators need to go through an entire sensitization process. Maybe they're so busy trying to see how much how to gain all kinds of political mileage from different things, that they forget to look at this issue in its depth. I'm talking of legislators across the board.
Yes, yes, ma'am. So moving ahead, as you said, legislators are almost like sleeping, I would say, in simple words. What do you have to say when it comes to the Siddhi Naik's death, mysterious death case? This case, like there was no proper vice. Even during the post-mortem, the viscera samples were completely ignored. They didn't collect it. Neither the swab test samples were preserved and kept. And now they say they directly pre-assumed it, saying it's a suicide case. So what do you have to say on that special case now, which has rocked
Uh,
every house out
I would say, see, I don't want to know. I mean, sorry, not don't want to know. I'm not very sure what exactly has happened. I'm not an investigator. I mean, in the particular case, so I don't want to make simply, I don't want to add to, what, to kind of speculation, because it needs specific investigation and focused investigation. But yes, evidence is lost if they haven't done it, because they can't do it anymore, because the body is already cremated. So I found this also, here again, I want to say, I'm sorry, I'm not referring to her case alone, but I'm referring to other cases as well in relation, that I have found that
there? Go
the
ahead.
police try to tell, whenever there are these what are called unnatural deaths, quote unquote, the police try to see how people will take that body as fast as possible, away, to cremate it or bury, to cremate or bury, so that they don't want to deal with whatever further consequences, especially when there is police complicity. And here I want to say also that why do you have this rising? I also want to turn a mirror to society. What happens is, when it is, like, say, some migrant woman, let's say, like, there were this triple unnatural deaths case in Vasco. One of them was a migrant woman who was a domestic worker. So the fact that she's a migrant woman, domestic worker, so, not one of us, te baile. So when we say that she's an outsider, let's not bother, why bother our heads with that, then what it happens is, it's a slippery slope. Then it begins to haunt us, because now you have created a foundation where people are doing things and getting away with it. So once that foundation is created, it's very difficult to demolish that foundation when the same thing starts happening to local people. Now we've got up because saying daughter of Goa, but I think we should have been getting up long ago, and we should not get up only for one case. We should be getting up. It's great that people are getting up for this case. I'm not saying that, but I think we should be alert to every crime against women, whether it's a local woman or whether it's a woman from elsewhere, because finally it's about creating a certain culture of crime which we have to attack. We have to not let that culture of crime get embedded in our society.
All right. All right. Thank you, ma'am. Yes. Done, ma'am.